Yes. You fucks.
We're back.
Congratulations. Another week. No corona, son. That's what it is, boy. Ba-bam, bam, bam, bam. The professor with the slick back.
Your typical YouTube bullshit, like and subscribe and all that shit. But
Yeah.
second of all,
Yeah.
our viewers are probably wondering what the fuck happened. Why did we not do a Friday drop?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened with that? Well, we'll tell you what the fuck happened. We got taken down.
Yes.
We tried to share the truth,
Yeah, man.
and the truth got taken down.
Yeah. It's not freedom of speech in Canada. It's not like the States.
Well, I mean, technically, this is YouTube is in the
YouTube, yeah.
States, yeah,
Okay,
but
sure,
whatever.
fine.
Yeah. So we got our video taken
Left
down
wing.
on Friday, and it was about conspiracies, the truth, and all that stuff. We had
Yeah.
our boy Dean come on and give us a bit of an education of sorts, and basically about an hour, I think,
Yep.
of uploading. Video got taken down, and we got a strike on our
Yeah.
channel. So we're gonna find another way to upload it. We'll probably have to change the title, maybe look at the content again, see if there wasn't anything weird about it. Apparently, it said hate speech was the reason.
Hate speech.
which I don't think is
Hate speech against what is it, race or something?
No, it didn't actually say against what specifically. All it just
Okay,
said
yeah,
was
it was
hate speech.
hate speech.
So I'm
Right.
trying to figure out what the fuck it was about.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll sort that shit out because we really want you guys to see that episode. It's fucking, it's a banger. It's
A
a
banger.
It's a fucking good one.
Bro, I got like 20 clips out of
It's
that
so
episode.
good. It's so good.
good.
And the little that we shared of it on social media, which you guys can follow us on Funny But Foul podcast on Instagram and Funny But Foul everywhere else in your
Your mom's house.
TikToks, your whatever's, all
Yeah,
that
your
stuff.
girlfriend's watching us. And shit.
Check that out because we posted some clips there because they don't take us down there.
Yeah, man.
But we'll figure out another way to put that on so you guys can see it. So we didn't slack. We do have a Friday drop. It just got taken down. So without further ado, we'll continue on with this episode.
Okay. What do you want to do, man? Want to go to fucking Lake Show?
Yeah, we could Lake Show or call our boy.
Call our boy.
We'll
Call
call
our
our
boy.
boy.
Let's call our boy. Call him up. Hector.
Gonna call the
This moment's brought to you by.
gonna call the doctor.
If you want to get your ass clean, put soap on it, then water, then wipe.
Pause that.
Blaming us already, bro? We
He might
just
be right.
started.
He might be right.
No, I heard Hector talking shit the whole time.
Yes, that's
Yeah, you shit talker.
Brett. I skimmed a bit of it.
Okay. So in Korea, it is so traditional, but it is also like left wing traditional. That's the economy. So guys, the resources they turn into like dentists, doctors, whatever, and then they get like the prettiest woman. And obviously, the higher the doctor, the guy gets paid, the less he cares about what his wife does. Okay, so that being said, this guy was a fucking surgeon, right? And he was a big time, like big player. We're talking like multi-millionaire, right? Multiple clinics, stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Ultra fucking success story. Then he gets married to like a Miss Korea, but she was like a Miss hometown of Korea or something. She was like you know
Like
what I
a
mean?
local, like Miss Alabama kind of shit. but
No,
for
she was like
Korea.
Miss Seoul or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Sure.
So like a local, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
state
yeah,
or
yeah.
city. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
So dime piece, all
Sure,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously this guy lives the fucking lifestyle, right? Like just imagine you got like multiple Ferraris, you got multiple houses, shit like that.
In Korea, that's a big deal, man.
That's a
Yeah, I don't know, man. Surgeon?
bro.
You make him sound like a drug kingpin or something.
No. Take it easy. This guy, multi-millionaire. We're talking like this guy's
It's got
net worth
special. Yeah.
$2 to $4 million is a lot of
90
money in
hours a
Korea.
week in a hospital.
Huh?
He's probably working 90 hours a week in a hospital. Some
No,
lifestyle.
he's got like he's like a cosmetic surgeon.
Huh.
He's not like
A real surgeon.
he's not a for real surgeon. It's like plastic. That's why he can make so much money. That's why.
Yeah.
To lift an eyebrow, bro, it's like ridiculously expensive.
Is this what you're talking about?
Hold on.
Something else.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Hold. Shut your mouth.
all right, fine. Because I'm like,
Shut your mouth. Let's just
Sure.
go with it.
Sure.
I'm setting a scene. This is why.
Sure.
Okay. So imagine this is you, okay? And then you find out your wife of how long? Hold on. I think they just got married.
So we're gonna be selective about this.
We're gonna be selective about this.
Fine.
That's what you gotta do. Talk Dr. Evil, man. Gotta be super selective.
I want to say it was a 10-year relationship.
No, it wasn't. It was like a year.
It was a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a year, 2 years. Anyway, long story short, turns out she's doing like dates. She's doing like fucks for like 700K, shit like that. And this girl, it's not like they're broke. Like they live in like a nice house. They have money. You know what I mean? She's comfortable, especially in Korea, where like a dentist makes like 80K, right?
Yeah.
If you're in this guy's shoes, and after like, I don't know how old is he? He's like 35, 40 years old.
41.
Yeah, okay. So when you're 40 fucking years old, you finally get to a status where you can date whoever the fuck you want. You land this dime piece. Turns out she's a fucking hoe. Do you break down? Because obviously you got to pay for divorce. There's like a settlement involved. There's all these factors, especially if you're the main breadwinner. Do you break down as a man at that point? Or do you just like endlessly go and be stoic? Dr. Evil, I want to start with you. Because you always say, well, I'm going to wait for you guys. And Hector's like, yeah, okay. And then we always look like idiots telling our things first. So I want you to tell your shit first.
Shit, I don't know, man. It sounds like he married the wrong.
No, but just imagine that happened to you. Just
If it happened to me, it wouldn't happen to me.
Why?
There's like 50 steps before that. You've already.
Give me the first. Give me the first like 2 or 3 steps that you would do. That would.
You spent like 30 years to.
Never date anybody
How
hot.
old is he? He's 40 years old.
41.
41.
I don't know, and like now you're starting to date.
No.
I mean, that's how you painted it anyway. I don't know if you're 41 and you're still dating
No, he's not dating. He's married, bro. At 41.
for a year. So at 40 he was dating.
Sure.
Oh, there's so many police. What the fuck?
Our boy hates cops, just like me. I'm like a proud father hearing these words. So any.
Pull over, we'll do it live.
Oh,
What-
call in.
They ask you what you're doing. Like, sir, what are you doing today? It's like, oh, I'm just recording a podcast right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. What's with the questions?
Shout out to Constable.
You're like, what podcast? Oh, it's Bunny Lafali. Yeah.
All right.
We got a ticket in the mail.
You're going to prison.
Yeah, you're going to prison, guy. So anyway, what do you think, man? Like, what's the first 3 steps you just said?
I wouldn't date any, Miss Universe pageant type person.
Of course.
Sort of big red flag.
That's a simple red
to
flag.
me it's like, the caricature that I
And yet
picture.
you're dating a witch.
I mean, the thing is,
I'm not.
with these like Miss American ones, I mean that's almost an easy one to say because there's not that many of them out there. You're talking about like there's maybe like a couple hundred of them.
But that's a
That's
good
it.
idea though. It's like, why would you want
And,
to
like,
date
the-
that
and,
kind
like,
of person?
What I mean is like the chances of that even happening in your life
Yeah.
are like slim to none.
Sure. Yeah.
Pageant?
Yeah, that's like the actual like winners. You're talking about like a couple hundred of them out there in comparison like the millions of women that are out there. In
Can
the
you
States.
hear Hector?
It's pretty quiet. I mean, I can make it out, but it's quiet.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? You have to.
This is the thing. He can't hear.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck! I just
can
realized.
hear him, but
No, it's because the thing is,
You,
Vic,
you don't understand, Vic.
you're not.
It's too
you're not-
it's too
you're-
hard to.
You're not plugged in
Yeah.
right now.
You're not plugged in. We're just doing this off a speaker.
You're on speaker, and
It's gonna sound terrible, but okay.
Yeah.
no, you'll come up
You'll-
across okay
you'll-
because you're on the mic.
Yeah. You're on a mic, so you'll come out like awesome.
But the thing is, like Armand's talking to you right now, and then in order for me to actually, I'd have to like, I guess do this.
Yeah.
I'll just do this instead, where this is like closer. What I was saying is that the pageant winners is like a couple hundred out there right now within like
How old is she?
32. Within like a
He's 40. Not that bad.
yeah, within like a dateable age. There's not that many pageant women out there, so I mean,
None.
32 pageant winners sounds kind of old.
no, like former pageant. What I
That
mean is
one's
like
directional. You want to go right to it. No, the mic is
oh yeah,
directional.
good call. So was that Dr. Evil?
I don't know, former pageant winner.
Go
It's not
right to the
nearly
mic.
as,
Well, yeah, I mean, she won like what 5 years ago. Who knows when she won? Right at 32, she might have won it like when she was 25. Who knows? These girls are usually pretty young when they win. But anyways, what I was saying is like of all the red flags, that's almost like the easiest one because the chances of that even happening are pretty slim to none for most people.
Almost none.
The chances of you like meeting and then actually
Yeah.
getting a chance to actually date these kind of women is
Slim.
chances. Yeah, like, unless you hang out in those circles, like that's or like this.
This
guy,
was
'cause-
arranged.
Yeah, or like unless you're like super
I
rich,
don't know anybody that does that.
or unless you're like super rich and like you're just whatever.
Super rich. I think this is. I think this happens when you're like balling and you're in those circles. Like, dude, you're a surgeon. You're gonna be, especially like
I
a.
don't know. I don't think doctors are balling. Like they still have to work a lot.
Sure, but what is balling to you? That's a good question right
That
there.
is actually a good question.
What's balling to you, bro?
You don't have to
No.
Yeah,
You don't have to work a lot, but is there like a tangible number to it?
I don't know, top 5%, I guess.
Which means what? Give me a number.
Well, it depends where you are. Top 5% here is not going to be the same as top 5% in San Francisco.
What's top 5% worldwide? It's very skewed.
Not very high.
It's not very high. It's probably like 150 grand.
But what does that matter, man? The cost of living here doesn't compare to cost of living in fucking Belarus.
Belarus. No shit, dude.
So why did you ask worldwide?
No. I'm saying top 5% of.
Okay, if it's here, it's like, I don't know, top 5% of working class. I mean, and people that have jobs. I don't know, like 200, 250?
250K.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that guy's definitely
Maybe
there.
more.
Yeah,
The-
he's definitely at
The surgeon's
250K.
definitely there.
He's probably
Yeah, but he's
more.
working all the time, probably.
Who knows?
He's in
I don't
Korea.
think
I don't know
so.
if he's making 250K in Korea.
I think
Yeah,
making.
he's got Ferraris and whatnot. But keeps them-
All right, so we're gonna do some quick little fact check correction on that.
Yeah.
The actual story is the narrative of what Armand said is all true. The only difference is that the locations of where it all took place. The guy's actually a New York City
Sorry.
surgeon. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay, man. You're going off memory. It's no
Sorry.
big deal. I got the facts for you though. He's Korean though. That's why our boy got
Yeah.
confused. 'cause
Sorry,
he is,
bro.
He is Korean.
Sorry, and I've been watching a lot of Korean. Put that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You've watched some Korean dramas, yeah. fair
Yeah,
enough,
I've been
fair
watching
enough.
a lot
Yeah,
this
that's
week.
okay.
Emotional.
But yeah, so this guy is a,
Korean dramas, man, that's so
he's
embarrassing.
he's one of the top. he's
Keep it raw, baby.
he's one of the top spine surgeons in
Damn.
I guess in the
That's not
country.
cosmetic.
Hey,
Yeah, it's not
listen.
even yeah, come on, man. Give the guy a break.
Jesus
This
Christ.
totally changes the story, man.
And
No,
then-
it doesn't.
And then the divorcee or like the wife was 30. Yeah, that was legit. 32 years old. She was former Miss Connecticut. So yeah.
Oh fuck! I fucked.
No, that was true because you're
That's
like
hilarious.
Miss Soul. Like she wasn't like the nation,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Miss America.
Pulling in like a couple million a year. It's not what I said earlier.
Sorry.
He's probably doing a couple
Yeah,
million a
yeah,
year.
Yeah,
I'd say so. Like
that's
if
what
he's
I said.
New York City top spine surgeon, whatever. Yeah, he's up there.
2 to 4 mil.
Probably yeah. Because I mean he probably has his own practice. Probably
Yeah.
has a few. Probably teaches too.
Yep.
Like probably has a bunch.
I
of
don't
things
think
going
this
on.
guy works a lot of
Well,
hours.
doctors are, you would never hear them say some shit like that. Balling, it's not in their vocabulary.
Yeah, but that's we're talking about them.
That's
They're not
why we're
about
talking-
themselves. Yeah,
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 yeah.
we're
I know,
talking.
But they won't even enjoy it the way that you like envision, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Sure, that's why we're us.
And
you
that-
fuck.
Unless you got those like really like superficial fucking plastic surgeon type guys. Like if you see
Or you're born into
if
it.
you ever seen those like top plastic surgeons in LA, oh my god, they're fucking vain. Like those are the ones with the Ferraris.
True detective type guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys
like-
were like losers before.
yes, 100. They're
Yeah.
like you can tell they're like sleazy, slimy, and like they buy into the whole mentality.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they start making like real money, then they start buying things to show that they're like
Mm.
making money. But anyways, we're getting off topic here. The narrative of what Armand presented was completely correct, or it was this top 41-year-old surgeon who had a lot of money, who then got married to this former beauty pageant winner, and then they divorced because he found out that she was a hooker
Yep.
on the side for like a long time, for like 10 years.
And like put it in there, make him understand that.
Yeah.
Yo, how do you not know that?
Yeah, that's actually a good point in itself.
So I came up with some miscommunications there, but
No, the narrative was correct.
the narrative was
Yeah, yeah.
correct. Now that you know the specific details, obviously the first one's gonna be don't date people like that. But what's the next one?
What do you mean?
You said there's 50 fucking reasons you can pick between why.
Why would you pick a trophy like or, I can't say why would you. Obviously people are going to do it. I wouldn't pick a trophy like
I guess
pick a wife at all. But
there's another this is gonna be so stupid. There's another point, as I guess, which is how close, because you I think at one point you said, like, how could you not know this, right? Like, how could you not see this happening, kind of thing. And so I guess that belies that hits into the next question of how close of an eye do you keep on your partner's affairs?
not at all.
Not at all.
already know.
So that
So
okay,
then
hold
how
on.
the
Yeah,
fuck
how
would you know, you piece of shit?
How would you know if you don't?
You know the person like a principal level.
That's shaky. That's
That's
shaky.
suspect.
If you pick somebody who's like super vain and then some shit like this happens, why would that be surprising?
Well, because there's a lot of cases of them not being
Hold
super
on.
vain and that shit like
Hold
this
on.
happening.
Okay, hold on. I'll give you an example right now. Let's say you're dating a chick and her family's weird and she's not. Okay, they do some weird shit. Is that a red flag to you?
I don't care that much.
Okay. Is that a red flag to you, Hector?
Yep.
Yeah.
The thing is-
hold on.
No,
hold
I'll
on.
tell you why, though.
No, I know. We'll go into that.
Okay, sure.
Is it a red flag for Mr. Agbashlu? 110%. And I want Hector to explain this.
Oh, I personally, this is just like a personal thing, but personally, I'm super invested in that because I'm family oriented to begin with. So
That's a different reason, yeah.
that's why. So for me, that's a personal reason as to why it would be for me. I can understand for other people it wouldn't, but for me, it's a big thing. It's a big red flag for me because I'm so family oriented. It's like almost like part of the package. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Armand,
absolutely.
But yeah. That's what it's like for me. I don't know
Yeah.
about you.
So basically, for me, it's outside of family orientation because Hector might have a big family, but like me, I'm like lost in touch with my family mostly. So that being said, what I believe in is 100% you're going to fall from the tree that is your family. So you could say all this shit about, oh, I'm not them, that they're not me, we're totally different. Okay, fine. But you're going to be close to who they are. Like there's going to be parts of you that's exactly a reflection of your family. 100%. Now, how much is up to you to decide and see how you see it from the woman, right? Because you have to
So
spend
what parts, man? The family isn't necessarily a complete write-off. They might have.
No, I'm not saying right off. I'm just saying if there would be a red flag, that would be one, right? That would be for us, for me and Hector, that's a red flag. But for you, it's not. Me and Hector have total different reasons of why we think family
Yeah, which is interesting actually.
family would be important. Like I don't have like I couldn't care less if you're fatherless and motherless. If your sister is fucking weird, that's gonna throw a red flag for me. I'm gonna be like, why is your sister weird?
I don't know if I believe that, but alright.
Because there's a relationship balance. There's a leadership in that, and the intentions of it, or the relationship factor of like the ratio of who's the mature one and who isn't. Like you might be dating the most mature one in the family that's the most successful, but you'll only know if you spend enough fucking time with them, right? It's not like right off the bat like you're gonna know exactly what's the, I guess, the ratio or the balance or the relationships, how they lie against each other. But anyway, me personally, man, in this situation, what I would do, I would probably sue.
Yeah.
I would probably sue because I'd be like, you've been doing this whole time. You're a professional whore.
Would you sue for the income realized from that profession? Like,
Wait.
would you sue for the money? Would you sue for the money that she made off being a hooker for 10 years?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
That doesn't even make any sense, man. You've only been together for a year, supposedly. So you can only sue for like a year.
Sure.
The thing is, yeah, the
You're
article,
retarded. You're gonna sue her for like a hooker or anything?
the article didn't actually say how long they were married for, so I don't know how long they were together for. The only thing it said was she was a hooker since 2011.
Boom.
Oh, man, there must have been like so many signs.
There had to be, but I think Dr. Evil's kind of right. Like this guy would have to spend a lot of time away for him to be this clueless.
It's weird.
It's suspect
Yeah.
for sure. There's aspects of this I'm like, whoa, what? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyways,
I just said it's like an unnecessary experiment that you're running on yourself.
dude,
True. Less is more, man. Less of this dedication that you take, which is supposedly what I'm fucking working on. So I have an interest to almost encourage people to take drugs, and I do the opposite basically.
you do the opposite of telling people to take drugs.
If it's not absolutely necessary, then you're better off not taking it.
Do you believe at all that it could be beneficial in elongating your life?
Elongating?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you could, I don't know,
Like that word?
stick a banana up your ass. Maybe that'll elongate your life over the long term.
What's the research behind that?
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
any
that's
peer-reviewed
experiment.
studies there?
That's the whole point. There's no data that shows this either. You would have to do like a fucking lifelong experiment on people with controls and everything, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist.
Hector, it's kicking in, buddy.
Oh, you started to feel it?
Oh, Dr. Evil, we just popped some shrooms.
Oh.
Damn, dude. So basically, you don't know, so you're like, fuck it, I don't know, so I'm not gonna do it.
It's,
Dude, are you in Afghanistan? What's going on?
I'm
Jesus,
in my garage.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
Oh, this
Oh
is
my
bad.
God,
This is really bad.
this is really bad.
Sweater, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it ready. breezed off of my sweater.
Oh, there we go. That nice little fucking lab voice.
Appreciate that, Doctor.
Yeah, appreciate that, dog. So, dude, if I told you that you could, that whole philosophy of less is more, if you could apply that to actually taking sauce and living past the certain circumstances with your heart, would you want to involve it, since you know that at a certain point that you either have to, you know, get a new fucking heart, what is it called?
What, a pacemaker?
Pacemaker, or either fucking die, right? If they said there's a third option, let's live in a world of what ifs right now, right? Would you be open to it? Would you take a fucking shot to the ass 2 times a week if they told you could live to be 60 without a pacemaker?
Yeah, but there's no data to like, support any of that. So
I just said we're gonna live in a world of what ifs.
Well, yeah, I mean, you show me the data, you can
No-
basically
no
deduce
brainer,
the
man.
information
Come on.
you need to even ask me.
Oh my god! So right away, I would put a needle up your ass.
Where's the data?
Taking tests isn't gonna do shit in that regard.
So you've looked into it.
I mean, I figured you would have told me by now if I was missing that information.
It's, from what I understand and my depth of knowledge of steroids, which is actually a lot, peptides and whatnot.
you say peptides and whatnot?
Yeah, there's. I mean, I've looked into.
What is that?
I've looked
Just
into.
throwing out buzzwords?
I've looked into peptides. I've looked into taking peptides too, outside of growth hormone. Like I've
Dude, what's peptides? Peptides are just like amino acids, isn't it?
it's not just amino acids. There's like,
Literally what amino acids.
sure, but there's peptides that trigger like GH, insulin levels, growth levels, even your skin tone. Dude, what are you doing?
What is going on?
Are you fucking a chick? Please stop. Like, pull out.
Dude, this
Jesus
is
Christ.
bad. Pull away from the mic, man. Oh my god.
Dude, this guy, I'm losing years of my life listening to this.
Worst call session ever.
Dude, this is the worst. This is hilarious, though.
Hold on, it'll be over in like 5 minutes.
He's gonna bust a nut. He'll be done in 5 minutes. I'll be done.
Oh, man. Dude, please. No, he was being serious. It's going to be 5 minutes.
I think legit, yeah. That's gonna be another 5 minutes.
Hey, you want to call us back when you're done?
Oh my god.
Dude, what could it possibly be? Let's play that game right now. What could
What
it
do you
be?
think?
What do you think? I think number one, it could be fucking a chick, jerking off, or groceries.
I think it's groceries or
He just went.
I think it's like some kind of groceries or like he's just grabbing stuff and his
Oh, I
phone
got
is
the
in his
perfect
pocket.
thing.
Phone's
He
in his
just came from
pocket.
his mom's house. His mom probably gave him fucking
food.
leftovers.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like there's like stuff.
Exactly it.
Got it. Got it.
That's a clip.
Got it.
Clip that shit,
Got it.
bitch.
Got it.
Clip that shit.
Good one.
That's a good one. Okay. Any other thoughts for Dr. Evil?
Answer your question. I'm glad.
No.
All right, bro. We'll catch you on the next one, bro. Show, baby.
Obligatory. Fuck the Lakers, but continue.
Hey, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Okay, we got all of our boys. Okay, let's be honest. We got the fucking whole
sent you
USA
that
team.
I sent you that fucking social where they're doing like their promo shots and their like the team photography stuff.
Sure. They're stacked.
Yeah, pretty.
Like in
smooth.
every lineup.
When you put them all together like that, you're like, damn.
Like, how many are there?
Well, I just
DeAndre Jordan. Yep. You don't even know about that
pull
shit.
that shit up.
You don't even know about
Actually?
that shit, bro. DeAndre
Get the fuck
Jordan.
out of here.
Bro.
Who the fuck isn't here at this point?
Carmelo.
I know, yeah. I saw
Rajon.
I saw Melo. Rajon came back, which is ridiculous. He went to the Clippers for like a year. Whatever. Yeah, you got Rondo, Howard, Melo, LeBron, Davis, and Westbrook. That's the lineup that I saw from the promo shots.
Okay, so we got it up here, baby.
What the fuck?
You got
What is-
LeBron, Russell, Carmelo, Davis, Rajon, Dwight, DeAndre, Malik Monk.
Don't know much. Hendrick Nunn. Yeah, whatever. He's been there.
Dude, these guys are
Mac
legit.
McClung. Oh yeah, he's on the D League. Yeah,
Yep.
he's on the their whatever the fucking. I don't know.
Trevor Ariza. You obviously got THT, Wesley Matthews fucking coming in from fucking Portland.
I'm not impressed by anybody after.
How dare you? Wesley Matthews, Trevor Ariza, bro.
Trevor Ariza is legit, but what else we got? No.
I don't know anybody else.
These guys are bench riders. Let's go
okay.
back.
Rajon, Dwight, DeAndre.
The thing with Rajon, he is only
he's a passer.
he's a bench player at this point of his career and playoff presence. Huge in the playoffs, but
Huge in the
regular
playoffs.
season
But you don't.
he's
With
averaging like 5 minutes.
Hold on. With this many fucking guys.
What I mean is
you
like
don't hold on.
you don't list them as like a primary. It's not like oh my god.
Fine, but not every. When you're creating an all-star team, you can't have 5 primaries on the starting lineup. That's just not how it's gonna go. You need chemistry. What makes chemistry? Chemistry is made by people who bring other people together. If you have 3 all-stars, you need a fucking point guard and a half, and that's what Rajon Rondo is.
Do you actually think Rondo's going to be starting point guard? Do you think it's going to be Monk? I think it's Monk.
Sure, I think it's going to be 50-50 depending on who they're playing.
I mean, I think Monk starts every game, and then Rondo will come in.
I think Rondo does more minutes
You think more minutes?
closer to the end of the season. Yes,
I was going to say that Monk does more minutes because, especially with how fucking old is Rondo now?
32.
It's not. It feels older.
He's been at it for a long time.
35.
Sure,
Okay, so that's grandpa years.
sure, but
Which I'm not saying he's shit.
hold on.
He's still
LeBron
great.
is 38.
You're not gonna compare like one of the top 3 players of all time. Be like, oh, you always do this. Every comparison that we ever do in every sport, it's like, oh, but this
Okay,
guy. It's
fine.
like, wow, you just named like the greatest player of all time.
How old is Trevor Ariza?
I don't know. He's like what I want to say 33.
Okay,
Pull him up. But he's not. He's a bench player though, which is
sure,
fine.
but they're.
We're talking about starting players. 36. My God. But we're talking about. That's what I'm saying.
Let me
I'm like
explain
Monk
something
or
to you.
Rondo, and like
Sure.
because of where Rondo is in his career,
Okay.
how old he is, the kind of player he is.
Mhm.
I'm saying Monk starts
Absolutely, I could see
and
that.
plays more minutes. You can't load minutes on your veteran players.
Let me
Makes no
explain.
sense.
Let me explain. So, I think what's going to happen is Monk is going to start the season, and closer to the playoffs and important games that they need to ride, depending on style matchups,
Mhm.
they're going to switch to Rondo.
Yeah,
Now, hold
I can
on.
see that.
Their
Fuck you. I just
Star?
said yeah.
sure, their star is Rondo on the point guard. They're using Monk as someone who's good enough to take the minutes and someone that's not going to be a main, because you're going to have to give a center. If a center is there, you have fucking 2 centers that could be the center. Then you have DeAndre is probably going to be the center though. Dwight's going to be coming off the bench for him. Anthony Davis is going to be the center. Then you're going to have Anthony Davis. Carmelo is going to come off the bench from. They're going to go small. He's going to go power forward, or LeBron and him are going to switch between Carmelo and LeBron. And then you're going to have LeBron as a starting. Then you're going to have Carmelo. Then you're going to have Ariza behind him. Then you're going to have Westbrook. Then you're going to have a bunch of I don't want to say that, but a lot of bench players behind Westbrook. Then you're going to have Monk and Rondo and another guy that I just saw you as a point guard. You're going to have that. That's going to be your switcheroozy. But you're going to have a lot more. They're going to have a lot more success with Rajon because of his intelligence, because of who he is, and because he absolutely doesn't need to score at all. If Rajon does 15 points, 15 assists, or 20 assists, it's way more impressive. I'm just saying, as far
We'll
as
see.
a neutral party watching the game, you're going to see a much bigger presence with a guy like that does 15 to 20 assists, which is insane numbers.
Per game?
Sure, but let me
talking
go.
about?
Let me go. Why 15 to 20 assists a game is going to come from Rajon?
No fucking way in hell.
Hold on. I'm not saying he's going to average. I'm saying that the best games we're going to see. That's what we're going to see.
No way.
This is why you have so many guys that he can just pass the ball.
He's
to.
not getting close to 20.
He's
There's
gonna
just
get-
no way.
He's just going to get past. Maybe it's 10.
Yeah,
But-
that's better.
But all I'm
The
saying
thing is,
go ahead.
2 years ago he played for the Lakers, and he actually did very well for them in the playoffs. Not
He's
regular
done
season.
very well in most teams.
No. Last year played for the Clips. Not so good. I was watching.
Okay, no,
I'm
but
a
the
fan of
ratio of how it is over there, it's not that great.
What do you mean?
There's some players that you could just pass the ball to. LeBron is one of those guys where you can just pass him the ball, or he can have the ball and
The
pass it
thing
to
is,
somebody else.
I was gonna say that actually at this point in his career, LeBron's also he's playing point a lot of the time.
Yeah, he's a point forward. always.
And no, but sometimes he's playing as a straight up point guard. At the last year, he was like top in points, top in assists for like half the season, because he's like
He just handles the ball.
Yeah, it's like I don't
Yeah.
need to fucking like be explosive and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
drive to the backs every time. I got enough. I got Davis I can
Yeah,
dish it
yeah.
out to. I got what the fuck is this? That not Nunn, the other guy who's always wears a headband.
I forgot his name.
Pope,
I don't know.
Contavious, whatever.
I don't know.
You could just dish it out.
Yeah.
And so that it's been interesting to see LeBron do that, because you have a lot of flexibility in that lineup
Mm-hmm.
where you don't need these guys to stay exactly where their positions state. But we'll see. Like I said, fuck the Lakers, because that's just been like me for like the last 10 years. But I think with this team, they got an interesting shot at a deep playoff run. I don't know about championship, but a deep playoff run for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking at Sonny.
Comments?
Yeah. So let's break it
Do
for
we want
comments
to
for a
also
little quick.
call Dr. Evil back for anything for him again?
Not until we fix that. That's just
No, he said he's good.
No, not until
Oh,
we
okay,
fix
yeah, no.
this. That's a
Yeah,
big issue.
Yeah, I know.
Just
it's
tell
kinda-
him tell him thanks, but it's our problem. It's not his problem. And it just makes it so hard.
No, it's true. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. So, Sonny, basically, you're right, dude. I honestly think Dr. Evil, he doesn't fully grasp how much fuck you money this guy has. To be, and I think I did a bad analogy of what actually, like, the actual events of who that is. But anyway, back to Lakers. So, what I want to say is, they only have so many minutes left with Rajon, and he can be a person who gets injured very quickly.
I think if I'm Lakers management or coaching,
You only play him if
garbage
you need
time
to.
in the regular season, fourth quarter. If you really need him in a game that you got to win, which honestly you shouldn't need to do that in the regular season with the fucking stacked lineup you
Sure.
have. You shouldn't really have a problem getting into the playoffs.
Mhm.
Like whatever, and then save him for that playoff run.
Yeah,
Save him for when it counts.
I think it's gonna be to that. I think they're gonna be the best in the West, possibly the best record in the league.
Really, a hot take. Okay.
You don't
okay.
think so?
I don't think so.
How many guys do they have on here?
That's great. They can get all the guys, but this would be the first, and it won't be the last time
This
that
is
you get
the
it.
biggest. This is by far the biggest superstar stacked team.
I don't know.
Tell me more. Tell me who is
Nets. You got the Nets. You have the Heat.
more.
You
You
have
think
five.
Nets are stronger than? Let's go one per one.
Just go starting lineup. Don't use your bench, because that one's weird. Like that's
No, that's
they
not
have
how
a
this
shitty
works.
bench, so they already lost. So that's the thing.
Who does?
The Lakers.
The Lakers have a shitty bench.
Tell me who their fucking best bench players are. Rondo, and Carmelo.
Hold on.
You got an aging Carmelo and an
You
aging
got a
Rondo.
Dwight Howard. You have a Ariza.
Okay, you're not gonna use Dwight Howard and Ariza. Okay, so Ariza, is
Ariza.
you're gonna fucking. That's the sword you're gonna fucking fall on. Is
Yeah.
Ariza.
Ariza.
Bro,
Ariza can
first of
come
all,
on for a
fuck
solid 7.
Ariza.
For a
Second of
solid
all,
7.
if Ariza is what you're banking on to fucking make a point, and like they got a strong bench, you already lost.
Dude,
you
listen
gotta
to
stick
me.
with your big guys, like the
Listen.
Mello and Rondo about your best bench players.
Listen, okay? You have, and you have to also understand, they also have Pope is still there.
Mhm.
They also have 2 guys on there that can be productive bench players, like really young guys.
Yeah, but that's not like a proven thing. That's like every team has
Pope,
those.
Pope is proven.
Pope is like
No, he's
fucking.
proven.
He's streaky. He's weird.
No,
There are
he's
a lot.
not.
Yeah,
How dare
yeah.
you. He's
Come
not.
on, he's not.
streaky.
He's not consistent. He's not consistent.
He's 22.
Pope is not 22. Contwell, whatever the fuck. What's it? KCP? KCP.
Who's this?
That's not Pope.
Okay, sorry. Talon Horton Tucker. My
Fuck
bad.
is this guy?
My bad. This guy's 20 years old. He's legit.
He's
he
o-
fucked up Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi's like, how old are you?
Yeah,
20?
relax.
20?
Relax.
You're
Fucked
20,
up,
son?
whatever.
You're 20?
Second round pick.
You're
Fucking bottom.
20?
He barely got drafted.
Listen.
Relax.
That's not the point.
Pull up KCP. You said he was 22.
No, I meant the
Oh,
wrong
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I meant
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wrong
yeah.
guy.
Okay.
I blame it on
That-
the
that-
shrooms.
I'm feeling it now too. Just FYI.
KCP.
Yeah. He's like 30,
He's still on there, bro.
28. Yeah.
Okay, so he's young too. He's
He's not young.
he's in his prime.
Closer to that. Yeah, yeah. But he's not like young.
Then what the fuck are you saying? He's a young guy. He's not old.
motherfucker. Young is like your previous guy, 20, just drafted.
Sure.
That's young.
Sure.
28, that's not young. That's like, all right, this is like, you have to make these years count. Because
Okay.
if you don't perform at this point,
Mm-hmm.
your career will be shit.
Fair enough.
Like, you can take the first 5 years of
Let's
your
go
NBA
with
career
that. Let's go with that.
and be
argument.
like, you're learning the game.
Fair enough.
You're getting stronger. All these things. So you're almost given like a leeway, unless you're a superstar. Superstars are different because
sure.
like if you're number one pick overall, you got to start performing like year 2,
I feel it, bro.
guaranteed. Yeah, me too. Guaranteed, you have to. If you're like a Luka Doncic, a Zion Williamson, a fucking
we get
Trae
it.
Young,
Yeah.
you got to perform day one.
get it.
But if you're not, you take your time. So first 5 years, and then from there, those next 5 to 10 years, however long you last,
Mhm.
that's where you basically make your mark
Okay.
because you're in your prime, as you just said.
Right.
And if you don't make it happen there, there's no more excuses. You can't be like, oh yeah, I'll still whatever. Then it's just unfortunate.
Okay. So that was a long-winded way of saying, okay, fine. Let's go with that. What I want to take out of that, what you just said, you just said Pope. We just found out Pope is a guy that's on there.
Yeah.
So even more reason of why they have a better bench.
Then everyone, come on,
No,
man.
not of everyone. What I'm saying is they overpower everyone with their starting. That the bench rarely matters. Like it does matter.
No.
It
Oh,
does
man.
matter.
The
but-
shrooms are deaf hitting you now.
No, no, no.
This one, right? 'Cause, like, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Superstar teams are they have really bad odds of succeeding. It's been proven time and time again. Because every time someone builds a super team, they're like,
So what is
No
what
one's-
is what is succession? So like let's dive into
winning,
this.
literally winning the championship.
Okay. So
And
let's-
there's nothing
let's
else. There's no second place.
Let's name the last 10 years of superstar teams. Miami,
Okay, let's go from like now going
Celtics.
backwards. Okay, so we'll say Lakers,
Lakers.
the Nets,
Okay.
Golden State,
Mm-hmm.
Miami.
Let me write these down.
Sure. Okay, so you were Lakers, Nets, Golden State, Miami, Lakers. Again, actually, they tried in like 2010 with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard and Kobe. They tried it. It failed because Nash was out.
They're 1 out of 2 Lakers.
Oh, what do you mean that they've tried? No, and there's actually a third one too. When Malone went to the Lakers for like 2 years to try and win a chip.
Yeah, but that
That was 2004.
when we're
That was
talking
super team.
superstar teams, we're talking about 2 or more superstars.
2000,
added.
2004, you had Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant.
No, that were added.
The thing is, they didn't exist
That's
before.
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
But they did in its own way, because
But
they,
that's not you can't do
yeah,
basketball
you can.
math.
Yeah, first of all, yes, you can. Second of all,
No, you can't.
that's how they did it back then, because those teams were called super teams, because you had a superstar from another team join this other team who already had one or more established superstars.
What I'm saying
So
is
the
this.
2004 Lakers already had a legit team. You already had Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Those are two
Shaq.
legit guys, best in the league.
Shaquille.
And then you add in Malone, who was trying to get a chip, but he
Right.
didn't work out for
Okay.
him. Detroit Pistons won that year.
There has never been and
Everyone says this every time.
there has never been a fucking team with 7 guys, let's say, because I count Rajon, with 7
You should not.
guys
You really should know.
that are. Is Rajon not an all-star in the past?
In the past, yeah.
Okay.
He is not
Done.
a superstar.
Done.
No one's calling
He's
him
not
a
a super.
superstar
He's
right
not.
now.
I'm not calling him a superstar.
No one's even calling him an all-star now.
I'm talking. He's a star. He's a
Sure,
star.
I'll give him a star.
Okay. He's a star. He's the reason Celtics worked. That's big enough.
That was 12 years ago.
Fine.
13 years ago.
That's big enough. for me.
2008. It's
Okay.
2021.
And then what? He reimbursed that idea again 2 years ago. So okay, fine. There you go. Now he has a backup.
So he's
too.
the reason the Lakers won 2 years ago?
No, he was one of the biggest reasons.
No.
And also you got Marc Gasol as well. We
He
missed
got-
Marc.
no,
Marc
he's
Gasol.
not. He's not in the Lakers this year. He got waived.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why I was actually gonna bring him up, because
Yeah.
you said when you said 2 centers, Jordan and Howard, but then I remembered I saw Marc Gasol got waived.
Right. So that being said, I don't think they're down in any positions except for shooting guard maybe.
Honestly, we'll conclude it because we've been talking about this for long enough. But I'll say we will see, because we had the same shit happen last year with the Nets.
Yep.
The Nets were the indisputable superstar team of the league.
Mhm.
No one was doubting this. We even talked about it a few times. And then what happened? They in the playoffs they had a couple bad injuries, had some guys fucking go
Bruh.
down, and then Bucks took it. Bucks took the whole fucking thing, and the Bucks were not considered a superstar team. They had a superstar, obviously, best player in the league, Giannis.
But let's be honest though, the Brooklyn only lost because Harden and Kyrie were out.
That shit happens. That's
Sure.
the nature of basketball.
But you don't have 3 guys here. You have 7.
First of all, these guys are the older they get, the more injury prone they are.
Sure.
Right? And the other things too, even if they're not injury prone, even if they don't get injuries, they're already limited on minutes. You can't push them to. You're not gonna push Rondo to do 40 minutes in a game.
No, you're not.
Is-
No,
That's what I
you're
mean.
right.
There's no way.
You're right. But
So,
he's gonna play
We'll
major
see.
minutes.
It's interesting. I will say that it's
Do you
interesting.
believe
and
he's gonna play major minutes though?
No, Westbrook's gonna carry the minutes.
No. I'm not talking about like most minutes. I'm talking about important minutes.
I think
What do you think? That and then followed that by what do you think is the most dominant starting 5 for the Lakers for what the roster they have for 2021, 2022?
I'll start with that the roster.
Sure.
So I think their best lineup, and this is tricky because you got a lot of ball hogs on this lineup, right? But Davis and LeBron made it work, so whatever. But I'm interested to see how the fuck Westbrook's gonna fit in. How does Westbrook fit in with LeBron and Davis? Because Westbrook needs to be engaged.
Yep.
He needs that. He doesn't really succeed without it because he's not really a catch and shooter, like a catch and release shooter.
He could be.
He's not though, man.
He has done.
He
it.
is not. He is not.
With Harden,
First
he
of
has.
all, dog shit threes from what my boy Westbrook.
He's got nice
I'm
mid range,
Yeah, but like the game is no longer a mid range kind of game.
and his
You're-
release is really
you're,
fast.
Yeah, but again, garbage threes. So this modern game is not about catch and releasing the mid range. It's about catch and releasing a 3. Westbrook is not going to be that guy for you,
They might not play that game though, because they don't have the 3-point range guys.
and that's a problem because, like I
It
said,
could be.
the mid range is not meant in this. Hey, if they want to change the game, that's cool. But the last 5 years has shown that if you're gonna do a catch and release system, you're better off doing it from the 3. And anything else, you're gonna if you want to do an ISO like fucking like your Rockets,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your whatever, that's another
So
story.
tell me the starting 5.
So starting 5, Westbrook, LeBron, Davis.
You have to go with DeAndre.
DeAndre, yeah,
Okay.
that's DeAndre,
All right.
and then
What's your point?
Monk,
Okay.
Definitely Monk.
Okay. I'm gonna create some flaws in what you said, and I'm gonna say what the actual flaws of the Lakers, in my opinion,
Sure.
are. One, we covered it. It's gonna be 3-point range. That's what they're gonna improve on next year. This year, what they're gonna run into is that. Secondly, they're gonna run into injuries, obviously, and I think their starting 5 is gonna be Rajon. And I'm talking about the most critical minutes. Who's going to pull the critical minute? I'm not talking about the most minutes. Rajon might pull 9 minutes a game, but
That's not a starting 5 though, right?
that's fine. But I'm saying the critical, where it gets them off the hump, where we're in a deficit. It's not going to be Monk that carries them. It's going to be Rajon that facilitates the rest of the team. You're going to have there's 2 scenarios. You're either going to have Westbrook at a point guard position, but not really playing point
I
guard.
know, and I was thinking about that too. Yeah,
LeBron is going to play point,
Yeah.
and then he's going to facilitate to these guys. That's the best case.
So is Westbrook more of a shooting guard or more of a small forward? You think
shooting guard?
shooting guard? Okay.
Too small to be a small forward.
Yeah, I know that's weird.
You can't-
It's weird.
The defense, the way the defense is going to line
Yeah.
up, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
Westbrook is 6'3" at best. That being said, he is.
I was like,
he's not 6'5".
I was like 6. Okay.
No, he's 6'3". You're gonna
Got
have
ops for.
he's a freak at 32
Yeah, he is,
years
dude.
old. He's
He
a
really is.
freak.
He is.
Like, bro, if this guy did MMA, heavyweight or 205er,
205. He'd be
he
amazing.
would knock the
205er.
fuck out of John Jones.
Amazing
John Jones wouldn't be
205er.
a name. John Jones would not be a name. Just saying about physical presence of Westbrook. If NBA players went into UFC or MMA, the average superstars that we see would never exist. You would never.
sure,
They would
100%.
never be there because those were
100%.
average genetics and highly skilled people. Now we have high genetics and highly skilled people.
Yes,
Totally
yes,
different.
Yes.
Done. So that being said, Westbrook, LeBron, Carmelo.
Carmelo starts.
Carmelo
Interesting.
starts
Okay.
with LeBron being there.
Okay.
You're gonna have Davis and you're gonna have DeAndre. This is why. LeBron doesn't need points if the team is getting points. That's the
Yes.
cool thing about LeBron. LeBron at this age,
Usage was the word I was thinking. of.
yeah. LeBron at this age, you want him to be a facilitator in order for him to play enough so he can play with his kid. That's really what LeBron's head is. I want to play with my kid in LA. These are his words when he moved to LA. I want to play with my kid, Bronny, when he graduates and gets drafted into the
Yep.
Lakers. I want that.
Who's your first option in this lineup? Actually, I didn't address that in my lineup breakdown.
They're probably gonna go big like Lakers always go big. They're probably gonna feed Davis.
Davis, your first option.
Between Davis, it's gonna be
And
a try.
so yeah, who's
it's
your
gonna be a
who's your first second option?
Davis,
Yeah.
LeBron, Carmelo, then Westbrook.
How does Westbrook feel being a fourth option?
I'm
I'm interested to see that.
I think with the photo, what I saw, the body language of the photo shoot,
Yeah.
he accepts it.
Interesting, because that's what I'm curious to see is in Carmelo and in Westbrook, you got guys that are for their whole careers have been first option
Yeah,
or second, because Westbrook when they're playing with Harden,
yeah.
whatever, right? That was such kind of cool to see. But how will these guys react? Because Carmelo has historically not been an easy guy to play with if he's not first or second option.
He understands. He wants a chip. All these guys do. That's
So
the
if
difference.
we'll see if that happens though,
Listen,
right? Because it's one thing
yeah.
to say that now, and be like, yeah, I want the chip,
Yeah.
but it's like, will your ego and your mentality actually allow you to step back?
I want to
and
go
do
into
that
that
stuff.
argument real quick, and then we can switch
Sure.
subjects. This is why these guys are all in the last portion of their careers. They've even the most immature guys on this team. You're gonna have Anthony and you're gonna have Westbrook that are the most immature on this team. Let me explain something. There's so much leadership. There's no room for immaturity on this team. If you're immature, you're gonna get left out. That's how big boys work. If you're an immature guy in the group, and I was, that's how I can tell this. If you're the immature guy in the group, you get left out. Simple as said. You don't pull your weight, fuck you. That's how wolves work. We're talking about business here. We're talking about chips. We're not talking about feelings. Like, especially that.
That's how these teams break down, though, is because of that. Because you're like, what
You-
you said is absolutely ideal championship mentality. That's what you need. But it's happened so many times where teams will break down because they lose sight of that. I
So-
think LeBron
Yeah.
being here will be huge for them, for sure.
Absolutely. I think that the fact that they already won a
Yeah,
championship
yeah.
with a pedigree,
Yeah.
it's going to bring all the guys together. Most of these guys have taken pay cuts. That's why they can be under the cap. That's just simple as fact. That being said, initially coming in, they know that they all have to fucking work together.
Yeah.
We all want championships. They've had at least each of them 15 years to mature enough that they're selfless. And I believe in my heart of hearts that Westbrook and Anthony are going to bow down to the leadership because they're promised a ring. And that's what it really boils down to. They all have money now. They all have mansions. They all have families. They have security. It's done. But you don't have a ring, bitch? Listen to me. Why? Westbrook, how many teams has he switched since fucking
Since Oklahoma?
Oklahoma?
4 at this point, I think. Because
4.
it's been Houston,
Wizards, Houston.
Wizards. That's it, right?
So it's been
Oh, so there's been 2.
2.
2
Okay.
after. Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough. Especially the fact that Houston was big because he had a buddy there.
He was close.
So-
he almost got there, but
There was a huge learning step there. And then for Anthony, it's been fucking
that's been like 6.
that's been like
He was in Portland
yeah.
last year. He's been all around.
So Anthony
Pelicans, I think,
is the
too.
hungriest, or should be the hungriest. Okay, in a perfect world, he should be the most the guy that will come to practice early, leave practice. If I was Anthony, that's what I would project. I would shut the fuck up the rest of the team. If I'm not LeBron, if I'm not Davis, if I'm not Rondo, you weren't on the championship team. Shut the fuck up. Doesn't matter what level you are. You could be the second, third option. You got traded in this year. You listen to the fucking 6th man that won that fucking championship. Fuck you.
That's a good point, actually.
You have
Yeah.
to because they already have the fucking
yeah.
resume.
That's
This is
huge.
my fucking
That's
resume.
huge, yeah.
You've been an all-star. You've made 30 points a game. Where's your fucking resume, bitch? I made 6 points a game, but I have a ring.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, in bars, we laugh at Robert Ory for fucking having 5 rings and shooting fucking 2 shots, 3 shots.
yeah. But he's
Okay?
got 5 rings.
But when it goes down, Robert Ory sits beside Michael, and the guys that have 2 rings don't. That's simple fact, right? You have 5 rings, you don't have shit. You can't even put me in middle finger, bitch. Go back to your fucking mansion. Okay. Let's get on with the rest, man. You got any last words for the fucking NBA shit right there?
No, that's about it. If what we'll see as the season opener gets closer to, y'all know we're gonna get
shit!
back
I
to
want
that.
to talk about Element 115. We'll talk about that later with Dr. Evil.
Sure.
Okay. So that's that. Let's get it going. Okay, let's do some quick ones. Mind fucking bending realities,
All right, hit
bro.
me with it.
What's the fucking? Yes. Da na 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 na. Suck my dick. All right. So back into it, man. How do you think the moon, Dr. Evil? How do you think the moon came to be?
You just calling Dr. Evil. For a second.
Sorry.
How do I think the
moon came to be?
It was an asteroid, wasn't it? Or it was okay. It was one of 2 things. It was either an asteroid that then became okay. It was an asteroid that hit the Earth, and then a piece of the Earth broke off. I believe that's what it was, and that is now our moon.
Combination of close to. I'll give it
Something
to you.
like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Fucking.
Damn right.
It was basically an asteroid smashing into the Earth, part of the Earth, and the asteroid turning into the moon. Like after effect of an impact.
Yeah.
Is there water on the moon?
No.
And I'll give you another.
Oh, hell no.
There is water in the
There
moon.
is water?
There is water. This has been proven. Anything funny about Einstein?
Anything funny?
Yeah.
What,
I'll give you a hint.
Like he's got
I'll
a
give you
big
a
dick
hint.
or something?
No. Anything funny in your ideas of Einstein?
No.
So, what do we think of marriage? What are the no-nos of marriage? What do we think about?
What do you mean? What do you think of marriage?
Like regular 2021 ideas.
Like what is marriage?
No.
What the fuck?
What are the red flags that you don't do in marriage? Who do you not get thing to? And
Beauty pageant queens.
sure. But let's go deeper. Okay?
Okay.
Would you get married to your dad?
No.
No.
Hell no.
Would you get married to your brother?
Hell no.
Would you get married to a family member?
No.
Okay. So
I'm
Einstein.
not an alien.
Oh, what? guys, please. I'm gonna
That's-
repost that shit.
yeah,
Just
oh,
go
man.
watch the last
It's so
episode,
good. It's so
episode
good.
41. Watch it, please.
Oh man.
So Einstein got married to his first cousin.
First cousin.
As smart as he is, that's a fact.
Fuck man.
Damn right.
Hell no, man.
You have smoked yourself retarded.
That's what happened with
That's
Einstein, bro.
fuck.
You
First
spent
cousin.
so much, dude. Swear to God.
Damn.
Listen,
My name is Jeff.
you got to listen to what I'm saying. These are facts. I've actually looked into this.
You've looked into this, huh?
So we know that obviously fruits have nuts in them.
You mean seeds?
Seeds, sorry.
Although nuts are actually a seed.
Okay, there.
So hey.
Fuck you.
So
Yes. Thank you. I'll take that point. So what is a fruit that doesn't have a seed or a nut in it?
ooh. Any fruit? There's just
no,
one? Is
Just
it just one?
No, there's
Is there many?
there's like 2.
Oh damn.
You're not gonna guess the other one. It's like some Japanese stuff. You've never crossed it.
A banana?
No. Yeah. Bang bang
I
bang.
kidding you that.
Fucking-
Damn right.
Damn right, dude.
You didn't think I was gonna get that?
Yeah, that was good. But because it's so, do you see how problematic this is?
No, I just like it higher sometimes.
Yeah, fuck you.
I like
This is
moving it,
problematic.
'cause
you move
sometime-
it too much. That's the problem.
I barely move it.
I never touch this.
You like that?
That's so annoying. I want to kick you in your face.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, like, go ahead and ask the question. Don't go ahead and kick me in the face.
All right. So that ends. All right. We're gonna move into our fucking other fucking segment,
This
guys.
is slowly become one of my favorites. The Urban Dictionary.
Our fucking Urban Dictionary, baby. You know,
Surprise, motherfucker.
it's not really a surprise actually because
No,
we know
not
this is
really.
coming. We're like a faithful father. You know, we teach and we reach and we slap and we give. You know, we give so much.
You give so much away.
Yeah, man. We try to teach you so much fucking
Some knowledge.
vocabulary,
Hit me
man.
with some knowledge, man.
So, what do you think is Finsta? And you have to know this because
Fuck.
I do it. You have to know
I've
this.
heard of this. Finsta.
I don't do it per se, but
Fake Instagram.
boom,
Nice.
give you fucking
Damn right.
yes. Not gonna go into that. What's a zuck cuck? Not gonna go into that.
Oh yeah.
What's a zuck cuck?
A zuck cuck,
Yeah, you should know.
like a cuck for Facebook for Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
So people, just for people that don't know, there's like privacy concerns that Facebook collects your information.
Yeah.
And there's some people that are still on, like, I'm not on Facebook, but it's not for that reason. It's just fuck Facebook.
Sure.
There's nothing to it. Like, I don't care. But I'm gonna learn to regret those words once we go live. But Facebook Live. But anyway,
yeah.
that's a long ways away. I'll give an apology or something on Twitter for that.
Whatever.
Those are the people that are still on Facebook, but it's mostly like moms and like dads that like try to keep in touch. It's not really.
It's interesting that nowadays Facebook has become a tool for middle-aged people.
Yes.
Like it's now become for our moms, literally
Yeah.
our moms.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like my mom was telling me the other day. She's like, guess who I found on Facebook?
my mom would tell me, it's like, oh yeah, I was talking to my friend. Like I saw a cool photo from whatever. I'm like, cool.
Dude, my mom's hella advanced now. I told her to take risks on technology.
Yeah.
So she's been like Facebook videoing
Damn, yo.
an aunt, and she like videoed me with her phone while she's doing it on the laptop. So
Yeah.
we had like a. Anyway, yeah. So that's what that is. What do you think the equivalent is of? You know how you're working?
Yeah.
You're like, and your superior comes by,
Yeah.
and he thinks you're not working. He's
Yes.
like, "You fucking a dog? Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
You fucking the dog? What
I've
you
heard
doing?
of that.
You working?
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
sure.
or the famous saying, "Are you working hard or are you
We're
hardly
hardly
working?"
working,
Yeah.
kill
What's the
yourself.
equivalent of that in Australian?
In Australian?
Yeah.
No fucking clue.
Bro, it's so fucking hilarious.
What is it?
I wish I had an Australian accent so I could say this.
Oh, we gotta ask our boy Hob Gadling to say it for
Hob
us.
Gatlins, man.
When you listen
One
to
time
this,
say it. Yeah, bro.
Send us a clip.
Not here to fuck spiders.
Not here to fuck spiders.
Yeah. So I'm here to work. I'm not here to fuck spiders.
Oh,
bro. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. One more. There's one more. I don't know if I said this last time. What's Maverage? Did we talk about this last time?
Maverage. We haven't talked about that. I don't think. Maverage.
Maverage. I just had a weird thing on the
Something to
podcast
do with
list.
being average, I guess. But Maverage.
It's-
Mostly average?
No.
Mainly average? I don't know.
It's close.
Okay.
In every aspect, in every property of this person's life,
Mm-hmm.
they are fucking mediocre. This is what I mean.
Oh,
In every, like, it's so sad
yeah.
when you see people like, because I know people like this,
Mm-hmm.
good people,
yeah, sure.
but just shitty genetics, shitty jobs, shitty intelligence,
Yeah.
just average. And honestly, man, most people are like that. The thing is, we have grown to be so global as far as information
True.
that we no longer even think that those people exist. But in reality,
They do.
there's more of
They
them
are right here.
than exceptional people
Like, literally right there.
everywhere.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like right here. And like
Yeah.
right here. Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's be honest here.
Okay, hell yeah.
So, North Carolina sister.
also close the fucking window a bit. It's kind of cold.
How dare you?
I opened it a bit.
How am I fucking.
All right, that's good. I did it
North
'cause-
Carolina sisters say stranger's body was in mom's casket after funeral.
Say that
home
again, but
mix-up.
slower.
North Carolina sisters
Such a good-
say stranger's body was in mom's casket after funeral home mix-up.
That's fucked up.
So
At first, I saw that story going a different way. I thought it was the daughters saw a stranger just get into their mom's casket, like some necrophilic
son.
kind of shit. Yeah.
Come on, son.
That'd be obviously way more fucked up. But that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's Corona time.
Oh, that's the wrong one, bro.
That's the wrong one.
Not the cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I thought that was going. Then you read the rest of it. I'm like, okay, so it was like a mix
fair
up
enough.
at the funeral.
What would you think if, like, God forbid?
Is this during the
knock on
funeral
wood.
when this happened?
No,
When did they?
they only knew when it was the funeral.
That's
You
what I'm saying.
understand?
Like they found out during the funeral.
yeah,
fuck.
That's a soup.
But when, because I guess it was an open casket situation.
Yeah.
Must have been, yeah. 'Cause imagine that happened and it was a closed casket.
Bro.
You never fucking know.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
burying not your family member and it being someone else.
No,
That-
dude.
Which is worse? That one has to be worse.
The burying is worse.
Yeah, that
The
one has
burying
to, it
has to be worse.
Has to be.
I'm digging my mom up. What are you doing?
Same.
Bro,
Kidding me?
I can't
Actually,
let,
no. I would just switch the stones. Switch the stones. Don't make life hard.
No, out of principle, I'm taking my mom and I'm taking her like a fireman and I'm literally fucking
No. Oh wait. I'm after the burial.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Actually, wait. I wouldn't do that. I once we cremated, so that's not happening. But
I don't give a fuck what my mom wants. I'm fucking burying.
I love that.
I don't give a fuck what
Fuck,
she wants.
fuck your afterlife wishes.
Yeah, you're dead. Who gives a fuck?
Part of me thought that too. I'm like, why are you asking me?
She told me this one time. She's like, Armand, I'm gonna give you the will, and I'm like,
Fair.
because I know my mom's got, she's got a little bit, like
Yeah,
she's got,
I got you.
she's got money.
I got you.
And you know, it's not that it's because I'm a man. It's that a son has to carry the wishes of the afterlife.
Yes.
That's at least the belief
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah, for
family,
sure.
and I think probably most families. A daughter is like very close to the mom, but generally the son. Now, this is what I told her, like straight up. I've always been pretty straight up. I'm like, Mom, when you die, don't believe nothing that you want is gonna happen after. Like, I'm gonna listen to you because my morals are close to
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, yeah.
And you'll see this because my mom is like a fucking. She's more criminal minded than you.
Yeah,
Like,
I believe that.
She's very close. Like, don't underestimate that she works at a hospital. She's a professional. Blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. She did 4 years in Iran.
I remember you telling me this.
Like, she's a legit motherfucker. Like, she's more legit than I could ever be. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I could be an outstanding citizen like my mom. But that being said, she's a savage. So me saying that to her, you know what she did?
What?
Fucking punch. I've never seen a woman punch with such bad form, but it was a legit fucking punch, and it was one of these.
Oh, I know those.
And honestly, it hit me like this. It just hit me like that. I'm like, whoa. And she's like, get the fuck out of here. And then I left.
Damn.
She didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks. It's all good.
So did that change your mind?
No.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ.
no. What are you talking about, bro?
Jesus.
Listen, there's a certain point. This is why I want to go with this, okay?
Yeah.
There's a certain point where your parents have taught you enough and they need you more than you need them. Now you're more individualized than they are, and they need you more than you need them. And
Do you
start
think
taking care
do you
of
think you've
them.
hit that point yet?
I think I hit that point about 5 years ago when I came out of the pen.
You really think that?
I know that. My mom couldn't renovate this place by herself. She would get lied to and she would get fucking
Yeah, yeah.
like just because I'll give you a quick analogy. She usually wants to if she has to spend money on something like this. We have too many friends that are in construction that she would want to give it to a stranger. So she's like, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And those people, some of them are good, some of them aren't great. So me knowing what construction is and how much things cost,
Yeah.
if you're telling me it's gonna cost me $15,000 for a backsplash,
Yeah.
you're a fucking thief.
Yes.
Because that's not what things cost. And my mom doesn't know shit. Like,
Yeah.
bless
She
her
would
heart.
have been like, yeah, sure.
Sure. She doesn't understand because she's not in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how much, dude, if I put the best fucking 12 by 24 tile and I do it with 13 guys, it shouldn't cost you that much.
Yes.
So that's done. That's why I'm saying, like, from that point. Secondly, just moving from that old house to this house was me.
Yeah, yeah.
That alone. Then comes to the ideas of mice, regular shit. Like, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do this? My mom has more tasks for me to do than I have of her to do in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only thing I've ever asked my mom to do is watch the dog. Last 5 years. That's been it. That being said, like, I love this role. I love this role that I'm trusted with this. However, that being said, at a point of a will, there's going to be a 5 to 10 year range where your mom's not going to really make sense. She's not going to be 100% there.
Yes.
She might be, but it's not going to be as logical as you are. You're going to be sharper. That's why I say, like, if my mom wants to get cremated, listen.
Oh, but she hasn't expressed this to you yet.
She's told me she wants to get cremated.
So then why are you not listening to that now? Because you're like, no. You're like, fuck it.
This is why. Afterlife, whatever you believe, that's up to you.
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything's going to happen or anything like that. But you being cremated,
Mhm.
or you being, the difference is what I prefer because I carry your legacy. If I
Sure.
want to, if this is the thing, how close do you want to be with the person that died? Do you want to have a grave where you go, you cry to, you reminisce, you smoke a joint, you talk to your mom?
You can have that and have a cremation.
Sure, but I just believe.
because the grave is just a stone.
Okay, I believe in, like, not that I believe in religiously, but it's like, I prefer.
It's just interesting because like at the end
I
of
don't.
the day,
I want it
I
to
understand
be
what you're saying,
sentimental.
but
that I go somewhere and I make an event out of it to see my mother. That's why.
that speaks to you.
Sure,
That's you,
okay.
and I understand why you would say it. And I'm not even calling it selfish. Like, it makes, It makes sense.
You could
It
call
makes
it
sense.
selfish,
It makes sense.
but I'm alive. She's not.
But at the end of the day, it's their wishes about their own bodies. So it's like, why not just respect that?
Because
It's how I see it for myself. Because I'm like, if you want this, you want that, fine. It's like, it's literally you. So like, yeah, whatever, sure.
there's a portion of me that had to upheld after my father like wasn't in our family anymore,
Mhm.
that you never had.
Mhm.
So I think I carry a burden that you don't. Of that
I don't see how that has to do with just
decision making, selflessness,
listening to someone's
because at
wishes or
sure.
requests about literally about themselves. This is not something like, hey, do this for me when I'm gone. It's more of like, the only reason that I can't do it is because I'm dead.
Mhm.
If I was alive, I'd do it to myself. You know what I mean? Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Like, if I was around, I'd just do
That
it.
makes sense.
But I'm not here, so then
Yeah,
just do it. But this is what I want done to myself. This is not me. This is
I get it.
This is not yours.
Yeah,
this is literally mine. Right?
Yeah,
so it's
I
like
get it.
you're that in that sense.
You tend to go in loops when I don't say anything, so that's why I always be like, yes, I understand, because I think you think I'm so stupid, but I'm
No,
not.
I'm also on shrooms. So like,
Oh
I
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I give you that. We're both on fucked up, but I think this dosage for me is perfect because I'm not jawy, and I actually
No,
think
no, me
very-
neither. I'm not dry, but I would prefer a bit less. If
Little
I
bit
was
less?
if I was gonna like, because when I microdose,
Mhm.
I usually hit 1 to 150, is what I do.
What do we do now?
That's like
That was 3.
3, but closer to 3.
Okay, cool. I like 3. The reason I say these things is because I'm selfish because I had to be selfless. At a certain point,
Mhm.
I had to give certain things up because of family dynamics.
Sure, yeah,
And that's why I'm selfish when it comes to death.
interesting.
And I don't think there's a wrong point. Like, I don't think you're wrong.
No, that's it.
I believe if I was
interesting.
I was in a different circumstances where there was a father figure,
Mhm.
I would believe what you're saying would be more how I would lean in that scenario.
Mhm.
In this scenario, no.
Mhm.
I had to be too dominant. I'm not saying that I carry the family or whatever, but in our family we've taken steps. You
Mhm.
know, my sister at age of 5 years old, 6 years old, she took care of me for like 2 years.
Yeah,
And I owe her gratitude for that. You know, my mom's done so much. So at a certain point I had to give.
sure.
And I'm more selfish than they are. They can be selfless, but as a man, myself, I know myself. If I give you something, I don't want money back. I want like tangible, sentimental things back.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I asked my mom for like my grandmother's ring.
yeah.
Not that I'm going to give it to a woman, but because I'm going to wear it because it's just sentimental.
Hey, maybe you will.
Nah, I don't think so. I'll never give a woman my grandma's ring. Fuck all that. I got my grandpa's watch from all the cousins.
That's really cool.
I got my grandpa's watch, and I'll always keep that. That's never going nowhere.
No,
I'm gonna
of
die
course.
with that shit,
Yeah, that
or give it to my son.
you
these-
wouldn't, or you would.
I would give it to like
Yeah.
these sentimental things
Yeah.
I have. If I don't have a son, I will die with them.
Of
but
course.
if
But
I
if you
have
do-
a
yeah,
son,
yeah.
I will give it to my son.
Yeah, those are
And I'm not-
literally
yeah.
family heirlooms. Is what those are. Yeah,
And even my daughter, if I have one daughter or whatever the fuck, I'll give it to her too.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on, man. Let's bullshit a little bit, bro.
Well, we kind of were actually.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
now.
But
Just
that
keep it
was
rolling.
that was good. I want to go into one important factor of life, and that is having an agenda.
When you mean agenda, you mean in more like the metaphorical
Time span.
sense, or like literally an agenda?
No, this is what I mean. A timeline of life. How many times have we heard people be like, "At this age, I want to get married."
Oh, like a plan, like a
Yeah.
life plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
life
sure.
plan,
Yeah, yeah.
timeline, whatever.
No, it's because when people that's why I asked you like metaphorically or literally, because
sure.
metaphorically an agenda means like it's not just
Scheming
a plan.
something,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Or not. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
bad. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be bad. It
could be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
sure.
more of like an idea that you're
Yeah,
trying to
a
push.
proposition that you have
Something you're
that
trying
you're
to
not
push.
telling people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It could be a hidden agenda, whatever.
But anyways, you were saying
Yeah. So
a plan.
when you were a kid, you had more of an agenda, and as you age, that agenda disappears. Is that so for you as well, or no?
It changes. It changes more than I thought it would have from when I was younger. Like if
Explain.
when I was, let's say, just 10 years ago.
Should I roll a joint?
No, I like this vibe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
keep this vibe.
All right.
10 years ago when I was just coming out of high school, I had not a strict life plan, but a pretty good set out plan in my head of what was going to happen 2, 5, and 10 years going forward. And I thought that it wasn't going to change and I wasn't going to make any compromises and all these things, right? Like it was like dead set for me.
Yep.
What I realized over time is that it actually changes way more than I thought it would have changed back then. Back then, it would have been like, there's no way it changes, and if it does, it'll be like
So
one.
you're saying it's more drastic now?
No, I'm saying it's more frequent now, but it's not huge change. It's not like, right now I'm doing whatever job I'm doing now, and then tomorrow I wake up and like, yo, Armand, dude, I'm gonna try and get into med school. Like it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like there's huge changes like that, but they're smaller, but they're more
Yeah.
frequent.
Right.
So it's like,
Give me an example.
I
though.
still have-
It doesn't have to be personal. Just give me.
and,
a quick
and I
example.
can. It's no big deal. I can still have these big changes going on with me. So like buying the house or the apartment, all these things. Those are big things.
Of course.
But there's also smaller things that happen. So, let's say if I wanted to pick up a hobby or something, and I'm like, you know what, I'm definitely gonna start that next month, and I'm gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna do like, let's say, if I want to start photography, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this camera, I'm gonna start in 2 months, and then I'm going to also launch this website, all these things. It's a strict and rigid plan the way you kind of tell it to yourself. And then what I've realized for myself anyways is that over time I'm more flexible and frequent with these changes. So it's instead of all those things that I listed happening right away when it was said, it's like, okay, instead of that camera, I'm getting this camera. And instead of launching this month, I'm launching that month. And instead of, launching a website, I'm doing an Instagram. Like those things change. So like I'm more okay now with being flexible with these ideas.
I'm sorry. This ad.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, no, it's-
I'm more okay with being flexible with these things in general.
Absolutely.
And that happens in the professional life for me as well. I had a plan for myself right after I left high school, and I've actually that's been probably my greatest adjustment, I'd say, is just learning to deal with the changes that I've been faced with over the last 10 years.
Hold. Positive, negative. I want you to decide right now.
What?
And you can't say neutral.
Wait, no,
Biggest adjustment. You just said it. You said it was the biggest adjustment.
positive for sure, positive,
Okay.
100%.
Continue.
It's yeah, because I've learned to adjust to change a lot better than I used to before.
And what is life?
What do you mean? What is
What is life?
what do you?
What is life
Oh,
to you? Give me a sentence. I want to prove a point. Isn't life forever changing?
I was gonna say change or growth. Yeah. That
So
is
what is
life
growth? Is change.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Adaptation.
Yes.
You got to forever change.
Yeah.
That's why it's more frequent. When you talk to elders, right? I just want to give
Yeah,
this
sure.
point.
Go ahead.
Sorry, man.
No,
I don't
that's
wanna
okay.
cut-
No,
cut between what you're
Go
saying.
for it. Yeah.
I just thought it'd be good. When you talk to elders, they don't hold on to material things at all. They don't hold on to tangible things at all.
Mm-hmm.
They hold on to sentimental things the most. They care about family. They care about friends. They care about things you can't hold.
Yeah.
You have to give, take, release. That's the motto of like, because I did a little bit of, when I was in, like before drug dealing, I was an okay kid. I was streaky.
Right.
And what I mean by this is I might be getting okay grades one semester. I might be failing next semester. I might be punching a kid in the fucking face, getting expelled while I'm getting good grades.
So unpredictable.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Actually, and the other thing too, inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's probably a better word.
So that took a lot to raise a kid like that because you got to adapt. You got to adapt dramatically
Yeah.
to a kid like that. That alongside just my parents, their lifestyle as immigrants coming here, their fights, their trials and tribulations. I was growing up, constant growth, constant stress, constant growth, constant stress, constant growth. I never held on to anything.
Right.
I never cared. If I die today, I'm not even gonna lie. I am materialistic. But if I died today with nothing in my pocket, but I enjoyed it, it'll be because all these material things that we're talking about, right? Let's say, for example, you win $20 million, but you got cancer. What does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference.
The other thing for me is that, and as you were kind of explaining your point of view, I kind of realized something for myself is that as a person in general, you know me, I'm pretty logical.
Yeah.
I'm
Reasonable guy.
yeah. Alongside that, I'm also very calculated in the things that I do. I think them through a lot, and when I have these plans for myself in place for these things that I want to achieve or things that I want to get or do, there's a lot of thought that goes into that, right? And it's a very, I don't want to say it's strict, but it's generally like I said, it's logic driven, and there's some rationale into it, right? And so I've always been like that, or at least I've thought that I've always been like that.
You've always been like that.
But what this change, this positive change that I mentioned that it's allowed me to grow is being able to adjust to changes to these like stricter plans that I have for myself. Because before I wasn't okay with that. I wasn't okay with, let's say I wanted a certain job title at a certain time, like all these things that you set out for yourself. And if I didn't get it, I wasn't okay with it, and it would like put me in a bad place. But I've learned over time to deal with these changes in a much better way than I did before.
Yeah.
I think it's because I've had to anyways, and so I've kind of like, well, okay, if I've
Might
experienced,
as well make it the best.
yeah, exactly. If it's happened to me once, I can kind of do it again. And then the more times you do it, and in other things in life as well, like the more things you take on, the more experiences you go through, different people you meet, and different things that you try, eventually you start getting used to change more and more and more to the point where it's like second nature essentially.
Yeah. I'm not as reasonable as Hector. Growing up, I had no reason. I had the most, like, I don't want to say diabolical because it sounds cliche, but it was like a ridiculous mentality. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't care, really. Like, at a certain point, I kind of gave up. And I just did whatever I wanted, and I just followed, like, just materialistic things. But I could say, like, I think at probably 19, 20, I stopped really giving a fuck money-wise, what I had, what I didn't have. I just didn't care. It's because, like, at that age, man, if you're making, like, $12K a month, and you're watching, like, the people that are trying to give you advice, they make like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this guy. And then when you actually, I'm not saying I was balling, I was a billionaire or something like that, but I had enough money where money wasn't an issue. And at that point, that's all it takes for you to understand, like, what is materialistic things. That's when that question actually sets in. It's like, when you don't need money, do you care, really? Like, do you care if you live on your own, if you live in a $1,200 apartment, or you live in like a fucking $5,000 apartment? How much difference does that really make in your life?
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't. Like, to go from making 50, 60K to make 200,000, honestly, swear to God, guys, honestly, like, I have drug dealer friends that make $500,000. It really, as far as happiness, they're not much happier. They are really not, man. Like, because with that much money, what happens is, obviously, Biggie Smalls, more money, more problems.
Well,
you have higher happiness threshold. So certain things have to happen. You're no longer like happy. Like, okay, let's say today, right? A hot ass girl comes up to you and buys you dinner. Just takes you out, fucks the shit out of you, calls you. How happy are you?
Pretty fucking happy.
Okay, you're not gonna be that happy then, because how many girls have come up to you?
Yeah. What I've heard from I think it's more of like a threshold thing for a lot of people, because people will say that it's not so much money buys happiness, but money can buy you security, and security can allow you to have happiness through whatever else.
Security brings 2 problems though.
Well, okay, hold on. We'll get into that in a sec, but I think it's more of a threshold thing, because there's a difference between making 50, 60K and then all of a sudden making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 versus if you're like making 30, 40,000, you're struggling, and then all of a sudden you have no struggles because now you have enough money to like, okay, you don't have to worry about all like literally about like shit that you actually worry
You're
about.
right.
You're like, shit, I don't know if I can make rent. Shit, I don't know if I have to like budget my food.
I think
Like
here,
it's that tight. But once you get out of that,
Yeah.
then that next like gap gets a lot bigger. So like that's where you get that like 50-60 to like wherever that next gap is, because at that point it's really all the same.
I think
It's from like there
Yeah.
to like whatever that next level is, whether
Yeah.
it's like a mill or whatever
I don't
that
think
is.
it's that much.
Whoever, but whatever that next number
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
when you're in that
Way bigger.
place, it's about the same life you're gonna
Yeah.
have, whether it's 50, 60 or 100,
Absolutely.
whatever. It's the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a firm believer. Sorry, were
No,
you
no.
done?
I was gonna have you address the security thing that you were talking about.
When you have a lot of money, and I mean a lot is very. Let's be honest here. It's very it's
It is
subjective.
super subjective.
So, a lot of money to me and a lot of money to somebody else. I remember Dr. Evil a long time ago told me that if he made 70K net, which is like, I don't know, like 97 grand,
Mhm.
which, I mean, I'm not saying we're close to making that, but we are pretty close
Getting
to
there.
making.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think we're probably a year away from making that.
Mhm.
It's in reach. So now that we're here, I had a bigger feeling of this when I was 19 or 20 and making more money.
Mhm.
But at a certain point, two things happen to a person. They get comfortable and they start going productive.
Mhm.
So I'm comfortable now. So what is the productive things?
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
What is the productive things I could do with this?
Mhm.
Right? What are the... Then there's guys like me. If I lose all this,
Mhm.
does it matter?
Mhm.
And the first guy, he's gonna be the guy who's more social.
Right.
The second guy is gonna be guys like me who I could be alone and die. I mean I care, but it's not
As
in my
much
dreams.
to you versus like other people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, no way can that happen to me.
So I think it relies on what kind of life you want.
Mhm.
If you're content with, solidarity, if you're content with, being alone, if those are very few people that are
Mhm.
content, because there's a very thin line between being content with being alone and being suicidal. There's a very thin wall, my friend, and that wall is made by some Indian guy that doesn't know how to do drywall at all. That's made by a guy who sells dollar store drywall, bro. That's that guy. That guy made that fucking line. And I'm telling you, for men especially, because we don't get attention, we seek it. We don't get attention, we seek it. 100%. There's no guy that gets the same attention as an equivalent girl.
Yes.
None. Doesn't exist. It's easy for us to become suicidal. Very easy.
Yeah.
So
it's
I don't think that's for everyone.
It's a very well thought. It's a very well. I mean, it's now mainstream now where people realize that it's 100% a lot more easier and common for a guy than
Yeah.
it is for like a same status woman.
The rewards are higher, but the tragedy is fucking deeper, bro. As a guy, it's like savage. And I love that we have this kind of
I was
music.
just gonna fucking say like, did you do this shit on purpose? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yes.
What the-
Yes, that was beautiful, bro. That was like dude, we have to, this was the song. This was the song.
The darkness, man.
Bro,
Jesus.
fucking Christ. Let's go with this, man. This was fucking some Batman's parents died
Basically.
day song, bro. Fucking, what's that guy's name? I started watching that a few episodes. Bruce Wayne.
Gotham.
Bro, that first like 2-3 episodes.
Gotham. You're talking about?
Yeah. Where he's a kid. Batman's a kid and he's working with that detective.
Yeah.
You know who the detective eventually becomes?
The commissioner. That's Commissioner Gordon.
But where's the relationship of the waiter?
That's Alfred, you mean?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh, you're just starting to get into like
I'm
Batman.
just
Oh,
starting
that's
to get
cool.
into
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Out of all like the heroes, Batman's about the coolest one because he's very relatable. Because nothing about him is too out of reach for most people. He's not blessed with like powers from like
No,
a fucking alien.
he's a normal kid.
He's just a normal. And even when he grows up, he's a normal adult.
Yeah.
He just has money and he has tech.
Yeah.
So, and he's got a lot of like
Intelligence.
relatable problems.
Later on, it's gonna go into how intelligent he is.
Yeah, but
initially, no.
he still has that baggage from childhood.
Absolutely, that's what
Even
makes
when
him a
he's an
hero.
adult. And what's cool is that that's relatable for a lot of people because that's why people don't like Superman because he's like, fuck Superman. He's got everything figured out.
Yeah.
He can literally kill anybody. Fuck.
But I'll tell you, in a realistic world scenario,
Mm-hmm.
this is a good question. Heroes always have baggage. There's a reason you become a hero.
Well, people
Though you're extraordinary, you don't just become.
for well, it's not just that, but for a compelling hero,
You need,
people want to see struggle.
of course.
If there's no struggle to overcome,
there's no hero.
there's not really a hero at that point. It's just
Why
a god.
would there need to be
It's
a
just
hero
it's
in
just
a
a
perfect
god,
world?
and like no one wants to read about a god.
No, it's boring.
People want to read about overcoming and struggles and how these guys overcome their problems.
You know what that is? That's the reaction.
That's literally called, look it up, hero complex. That's what that is.
Sure, but I think that's the reaction of people coming out of religion. I think we're gonna see more and more of people not wanting a god per se to follow, but more of a hero to follow. I believe, and this could be fucking 100% wrong. In
100% wrong. You know why? Because like we've always had heroes throughout history. Like if you go way back in literature, you always
never
see
had
it.
an immortal hero. That's not a god. That has struggle. God has no struggle.
No, but there's always been heroes throughout
Sure,
history.
there's never
Like
been immortal heroes.
mortal or immortal.
Never.
Depends how you look at it because like you could call the ancient Greek gods, people would use some of them as like heroes and they're immortal, but the idea of there always being like religion alongside like heroes in history has always been a thing. So there's always been religion and there's always been stories and fables about heroes.
But there's never been a
Going back.
hero without religion. That's
hero without
immortal.
religion.
Very few. This is none.
So what are you talking about then? What's your example here?
So this is the thing with heroes, man. Heroes.
No,
are
but I don't understand. What do you mean by hero without religion? You mean like,
well, you just said Greek, right?
yeah, sure.
So that was introduced, and I'm guessing. I mean, in Quran, I know the Quran pretty well.
Yeah.
The Quran was,
Do you actually?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we studied it.
I know
We were
you said that,
forced
but
to
it's been
study it.
years ago. So like, anything you study
The
without
concepts, I'm telling you right now, man, the concepts of the morals are the same across most.
yeah. Well, those are all
Exact-
within the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Technicalities change us. Technicalities
Sure,
make wars.
sure. What were you saying about the heroes with no religion? I don't understand. You mean like there's never been any heroes? With,
Listen, with this fake shit, I'm talking about DC comic
yeah.
books,
We're talking.
stuff
Yeah,
like this.
we're talking about fiction.
Okay.
yeah.
There has never been an immortal hero, and what I mean by this, there has never been a tale.
Oh,
of
an immortal hero.
immortal hero.
That's a good question. I don't
Because
think.
Heroes,
Maybe not, yeah.
like the initial start of heroes were made for people to look up to because God is out of reach, right? Heroes are made for people to look up to.
Yes.
Because heroes can be regular people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And who I want to say the right word here. Who introduced us to heroes? Religion did. 100% from the beginning of time, religion has introduced us to heroes because we could reach to be the heroes. We could reach to be the high.
You could be a hero. You can't be a god.
You
Yes.
can't be a god.
Yes.
That being said, there's never been us getting introduced to a hero outside of DC comic books, all that. There's never been an actual hero in a comic book setting where we can
I know what
actually
you're talking about. Yeah.
where he has been immortal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There has
Think
never
about-
been.
I mean, if there is,
He would
there might be, but me thinking, yeah, I don't think so.
And do you know why that's so powerful? We can't touch God. We can't touch the gods.
Yes.
Let's say gods. We can't touch him, but we can always touch a hero. And if he's immortal, he's going to see me. The connection I have with him is insane because I can touch him. He's going to see me be born and he's going to see me die. Now, whether that's actual or figurative, doesn't matter. There's a connection there. God, I could say, one kid could say, oh, I don't have a connection with God. I didn't hear him today. Next day, oh, I heard him today. It could be different. For
Yeah.
everybody, it's different. A hero, you could touch him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the powerful thing. Every kid growing up is pure. So when you grow up pure and you look at like, oh my God, what do I want to succeed to? This fucking guy
Yeah.
that's immortal. I want to be him. Do you know how like I think religion? If that was the case in real life scenario, 2021, nobody would have power. Everybody would reach for that guy. Celebrities. I mean, there'd be a portion of people that care about celebrities and athletes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this guy or this girl would be the ultimate, most powerful of all time. And I know this is probably boring to you, but this is interesting to me because this is something that could be tangible if the resources, like the research, comes to a point where, I mean, it's so insane to say,
Well,
but
it's interesting. I mean, I'm not bored at all. I'm just in the background. I'm thinking about examples of what you're saying that have already been thought about.
sure.
So whether they've been explored in literature, whether they've been explored in like different sources of media, so like a movie or whatever, and in both ways they have, which is pretty interesting. So Superman, there's been some stories around him where he was seen as a god in a way, where like you said, you can touch him, you can see what he's doing, but he's also immortal, which is crazy. So then,
But
in
they
that,
didn't
so then
know
it-
him though.
So then,
right?
in that, no, but I'm saying in that world,
They knew he existed,
They
but
saw-
they couldn't touch him.
well, they could because Superman was always relatable. Like he didn't.
Was he? You just said he wasn't.
No, I'm saying like, because you have two personas. You have Superman, you have Clark Kent, right? You have, but I'm saying like Superman he would help the girl off of a tree. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I mean by relatable. He
Oh,
would.
okay, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you could still touch him in that sense. Where like if you needed help, he'd be there.
I thought relatable. You meant like I could become him.
Oh yeah, no, sorry,
No way.
not that at all. But it's he's right there.
Yeah.
The other part that I'm thinking of, okay, it's music. Have you the total counter to that is, have you seen the movie, the TV series The Boys?
No.
Have you heard of it? It's on Prime.
Honestly, I'm not a big Prime guy.
Okay, it's a Prime original, and it's
Even
basically
though I have Prime.
huh?
Even though I have
Oh,
Prime,
okay.
I just don't fucking.
It's-
I don't know why.
It's a Prime original about regular humans that end up becoming superheroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know
Ah,
exactly what this is.
yeah.
Hey, this is one of these. Hey,
So you
moments.
know.
I know. I
Okay,
know,
have you
yeah.
watched
I it doesn't interest me.
The Boys?
The boys don't interest me.
Give it a try one more time.
no,
It's-
I've gone 4 episodes deep. It doesn't.
what do you
interest
remember
me.
seeing? Is this even the same thing?
Yeah,
I'm surprised you only got 4 episodes in.
yeah.
What do you remember seeing?
This wasn't too recent. Basically, it was these kids. From what I remember, this is such a rough idea.
Yeah, sure.
It's kids that become they get some powers together and then they grow like they age.
No,
Not
the
that they
series.
age?
That's not the series. You're thinking of something
Okay,
else.
I'm thinking of something
Yeah,
else.
this
Can
one.
you explain this to me?
This one is like actual
Hmm.
adults are like handpicked, and then they're given like a serum basically to become superhuman.
Oh.
It doesn't get discovered until later because when people see them, everybody thinks like, oh my gosh, these are just our superheroes and they're amazing, they're great.
Hmm.
But then as the series goes on, you actually discover that they're basically like man-made. They're like created. So anyone could be them. You just give them the steroids or give them the super sauce, and then all of a sudden they get
So is there
superpowers.
problems with that? That's what interests
So
me.
what was cool about what this show started exploring is the aspect of humans getting powers and becoming heroes,
Mm.
but still bringing their human problems.
Yeah.
So what would happen if you get this super unstable guy
yeah.
who's got some serious mental issues and you give him some superpowers? What the fuck does he do? Yeah, he'll do his job of like saving people and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he also has fucking problems. Like what if this guy's like, raping a lot of women, or what if he's like, killing
Whoa.
people off the books
Yeah.
or off the record? It starts exploring that,
that's
where it's like,
interesting.
what would happen if because those are regular people. If
Yeah.
you get a bunch of regular people and you give them powers, what happens then?
What was interesting to me about that was you said something that was kind of interesting. It goes to this one movie I've seen probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, but it was a guy, it was like 5 or 6 people that became heroes.
Okay.
One guy became a hero through radiation, and he became the god.
Mhm.
And he was blue, and his eyes weren't there, and he had like a circle on his
Watchmen.
Watchman.
Okay.
Now, Watchmen is the perfect analogy for this
It
thing
is.
that
It
you're
is a good
talking
one.
about.
Yeah.
Because one guy gets killed by the main guy, this blue guy. I don't
Yes.
know what his name was.
Dr. Manhattan
Dr. Manhattan.
yeah.
Kills.
or Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah. Kills the guy with the ski mask.
Yes.
Because he realizes that he has to kill this guy in the relationship that they exist past who they are as humans.
Mm-hmm.
They both understood, which was like at that point of that movie, it was really interesting because it's one of those things in life that only comes up maybe once in a lifetime, if not less. You have to become somebody to have these, I call them samurai moments.
Sure.
It's like a 49er running moments where you realize, or like a 300 moment
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you realize you have to die, but you want to die honorably.
Yeah.
And that really fascinates me, man, because I'm not suicidal or anything like that, but like if I had to die today, I would want it to be honorable. I wouldn't want to die in fear or in being evil.
I think that it's a very
Common.
it's a very common male
Yeah.
attribute to have,
Yeah.
where it's like because it goes back to
Back in the day, bro.
like way
Way
back.
back.
It's like do you want to
for
die?
TVs.
Do you want to die, with your back facing the line, or do you want to die on your sword or on your shield, kind of thing?
What do you think? This is the last thought.
Sure,
We can
sure.
end it here. What do you think makes that of men? Why do you think we
Uh,
have that property?
I think that you can go back to actual evolution.
I think
that
this
one
is
you can
hunter
go-
and gatherers.
That one you can go to evolution, where it's like if you go back to what our roles were in our species before our species. So what the male role in the simian world was, it's always been that,
Yeah.
right? And so and then as you start progressing to like when we got the Homo sapiens started coming around, what were we doing? Yeah, like you just said, hunting, gathering, and that kind of, that was your task,
Yeah.
was to overcome danger and to sometimes face danger to get what you needed. So if you needed to get food, maybe it was behind something that was dangerous. So you had to face that, overcome it, and then get past it.
I think there's another division to that. I think you're right. You're on the right path. But I think it's a family tree, but we're on a different branch.
Okay.
And I think this branch is you kill yourself for the greater good. I think this is where this emotion came from. The greater good of something bigger than you. So it could have been family back
sure.
then.
Okay.
Could have been something there. I think that's where you would run into these realistic life scenarios where you have to be killed, but you have to die in honor because it's bigger than just your family. The most powerful, in my opinion,
Yeah.
of this situation would be like you have to sacrifice yourself, but there's people watching you sacrifice
Yes.
yourself, and that's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine. Like, I think I don't ever want or actually I would want to know, but it's you die, right? How you feel killing yourself, sacrificing yourself for your parents, your wife, your kids, friends, whatever. The feeling of a parent seeing a kid die for their sacrifice is probably, I would say, top two most sacrificing moments. Right?
What the fuck was that?
How
you,
can
were-
the-
you almost had it there, yeah.
I almost had it
Yeah,
there.
you did.
I lost it there. It's all good. This has been Funny But Foul. Make sure to follow us on everything. You